Okay, so welcome everyone to our third day of this 3-day demo series. Now, what we will do today is we will talk about few of the commonly asked questions or commonly running thought processes. For example, what impact does AI has on the BA related jobs? Okay. Now, the second thing could be what is BA versus a data analyst versus a product owner or a product manager kind of roles. What are these different roles? Are they same and are they synonyms, or do they represent different type of work altogether? So we'll try to explore these two things. Even let's add Scrum Master here that people were asking earlier about. So we'll try to explore, or we'll try to divide our entire session for today into these two parts. Okay. Now, before we get started, I hope that all of you are equally getting opportunities to talk to Harsha Trainings. Get yourself enrolled to the course to continue to receive updates and join or become a part of this training program as well. Okay. The number, it's the same number, mobile number on which you can SMS, call, WhatsApp to get more details around the course on what are the different aspects of the course. Now let's get started. Now, before we understand the impact of AI on what BA related jobs are there, let's first understand, or let's just revise again what basically a BA might be doing. Okay. So a business analyst is what it is expected, and we will not cover every single responsibility over there because that may be that will take us the entire hour itself. So let's just focus on few key responsibilities that is definitely expected out of BA and that they have to do. Now there are various things here and there that a BA does and that we may discuss in detail during our training program about all the things, because we'll have dedicated sessions on that. But in the interest of time, let's keep it restricted to the important ones. So first thing is you're managing your stakeholders. What does managing stakeholder means? That you talk to your stakeholders to understand what their expectations are with respect to what kind of software they want. Okay. It is important to understand the expectations of your customers, your stakeholders. You understanding the expectations will help you serve them better. So how do you manage them? How do you guide them as well? Sometimes the customers may set some unrealistic expectations. So how do you ensure that you can set them straight with respect to what kind of expectations they should have? So that all falls under the category of managing stakeholders, ensuring that you understand their expectations, ensuring that you are guiding them with respect to if they need to revise their expectations, talking to them about how the software is, what are the recent trends happening in this space, and all that stuff. That's a client management skill. Second thing is communicate with the stakeholders to gather requirements. Okay. Eventually, what we want to do is we want to build a software, and a software, like we discussed yesterday, can only be built once you know what features must be there in the software. Along with the features, we want details of the in of the software validations, or what we call as business rules as well. For example, if I tell that I want to allow my customers to log in using mobile number, maybe that's a good opportunity that you allow customers to log in using mobile number, but there could be some customers who may enter incorrect mobile numbers. How are you going to validate that? So maybe I can send an OTP once someone enters a mobile number. So that way I can always ensure or validate that they are entering the correct mobile number or not. Okay. So that is why you see lot of e-commerce applications or even other applications like banking, finance related, or even in general ticket booking websites or ticket booking applications, they all do this OTP validation or verification, because they no longer rely on the customer that you are giving me the right mobile number. They do this OTP verification just to ensure that you are giving the correct mobile number, plus you have access to that mobile, that you are not just randomly giving me someone else's mobile number. Okay. So when we do these requirement gathering, we just don't listen to our customer that they want login feature using mobile number. We just go a step ahead and tell them that maybe we can also implement OTP based validations, because that is how things have been working recently. So we utilize our knowledge, we utilize our experience, we utilize our skills in ensuring that we are guiding the customers with the appropriate structure to the software. Okay. And that is what is helping us write the requirements more effectively. Okay, like not just have login feature, but add more relevant details like login using mobile number with OTP based validation. Okay. And a good amount of communication skills. All these things that we talk about, managing stakeholders, requirement gathering, they all require good communication skills. When I say good communication skills, don't get me confused with good vocabulary as well. Okay. It's okay if you use normal words, if it's okay if you speak normally, it's okay if you don't use hi-fi words or complex vocabularies. That is absolutely fine. That is not the intention of good communication skills. Good communication skills mean you are able to express yourself clearly. Whether you use simple English, medium English, hard or difficult to understand English, that could be the secondary part. The primary part is your ability to express yourself, that others are able to understand you. Okay. Now, the last part that we will put down is the documentation skills. Okay, that eventually whatever we discuss with customer, whatever requirements we gather, doesn't matter how many meetings we attend to the customer, no one is going to remember all the meetings that you attend, no one is going to remember all the verbal talking that you do. Okay, even you guys, you may remember or recollect what I'm saying now, but maybe if I ask you after 2 days, 3 days, maybe you will forget. Maybe you will remember glimpses of it, that yeah, we attended some demo series in that something like this was being discussed about, but we don't remember the exact details of it. How do you remember the exact details of it? Maybe you will have to watch the video. Maybe you will have to open up the notes that were shared along with the video, and maybe that will give you a reminder of what you have discussed. The same purpose is solved using the documentations as well. Whatever number of meetings we attend, whatever number of elicitation techniques we apply, eventually when we get the requirements, we have to document those. And this document will what serve the purpose of spreading the information. I cannot meet with everyone and then explain to them what is supposed to be done. If I have prepared a document, let me share the document. The document that I prepare must be accessible, must be easy to understand, and must provide the relevant information for anyone to get started. Okay, if I'm writing document which people can understand, which people can use to get the required information, then probably I'm writing a good document. And using that, now if anyone has any specific question that hey, can you explain to me the section 5.2 again, maybe I can do that. If you ask me to go through the entire document again, maybe in order to be a more diplomatic person, I'll just give you an overview rather than explaining, and then I can put the ball in your court by saying that go through the document once. If you have any specific question related to any specific section, then let me know. Okay, so that way maybe I'll save on to some of my time as well. Now, there are numerous other things that a business analyst does, like coordinating with developers, coordinating with testers, then reviewing the test cases prepared by the testers, giving demo to the client. But like I said, if we start discussing on all those specific points, probably our entire 1 hour will be gone there itself. So let's keep ourselves focused to few top things. And now let's see how the artificial intelligence could impact the work that you are doing. Okay. Now, nowadays, there is a lot of focus on developing AI related tools, isn't it? Softwares or programs or tools that can demonstrate artificial intelligence. Why artificial? Because they are not human, but they can demonstrate intelligence like human. If you give them data, if you ask them questions, they can give you meaningful replies. Now, some of the popular ones that you might have heard of, if you have not heard of, probably you will hear them now. Things like Chat GPT offered by OpenAI or Google's Gemini or even Bard for that matter. Okay. Now, all these AI related tools, what they are doing is, now these are all conversational AIs. What that means is you type in your question and you get a response back from them. Now, when you get a response back from them, so far what was being done is we used to rely on search engines. Okay, search engines like Google, Yahoo, Microsoft's Bing, all those search engine to look for any relevant information. The search engine will return us the appropriate results. We have to go through each website that is returned and then maybe find out if that is relevant to us or not, if that is what we were looking for. But now these conversational AIs, they are making things slightly easy. Now I don't, when I ask them questions, when I search for answers, maybe Chat GPT is not going to return to me like, hundreds or thousands of websites to look at. It will give me condensed information that, hey, to your question, this is the information that I found. Maybe it is relevant to you. Now, the that's a different actually thing altogether, how accurate these results could be. Probably if you are someone who has no idea about the question, who is exploring things, I would not recommend using, the AI tools blindly, because not every time they will give you the correct result. Maybe you can look for more traditional ways like search engines, Google, again, Bing, Yahoo, to look for results, go through different websites, validate what every website is saying. Are all websites telling you the same thing? Then maybe I'm at the right place. If all are telling you the different things, then maybe you need to continue this exploration further. Once you have some knowledge, some insights, then probably you can rely on these AI tools. Or maybe in future these AI tools will become more accurate than what they are today, and they will give you more relevant and more accurate information. Maybe at that point in time, we no longer have to do explorations. We can simply rely on these AI tools. Okay. But either ways, the good part is that these AI tools will give us single point of entry into knowing anything. Rather than going through multiple websites, I can simply explore them. But does that mean that they are going to take my job away as well? Does that mean that they can actually start working as a business analyst rather than me working as business analyst? Now look at the different responsibilities that you guys may have to do as a BA. Maybe you have to manage stakeholders. and then ask yourself the question, can my AI tool manage stakeholders? At this moment, these are more of tools which take input from you and give output to you. So in a way, they are relying on you. Okay, they Chat GPT does not know that I'm working for ABC client, what that client is, what kind of operations that client wants, what kind of software that client wants, how does the client look like, how should I talk to them. Chat GPT does not have any of that knowledge. What Chat GPT can definitely help with is, if you ask me a question, I'll try to give you an answer. So maybe can it manage stakeholders? At least not as of now. Maybe in future they may come up with robots. They may come up with a normal like robotic people who will go to offices, maybe talk to clients, get requirements from them. Maybe this all could happen in future, but if you tell me, is it going to happen now? Maybe it will take more time. It will take more than 5 years or maybe timeline around that. But at least as of now, a lot of these AI tools have focus on learning through the data. Okay, these are still early stages of AI development. People are still relying on getting data plus the accurate data. You can get the data, but maybe it is wrong data. Maybe the data does not make any sense. So a lot of effort is being spent nowadays on ensuring that we get correct data, we get accurate data, we get more meaningful data. So that using that data, we can train our AI tools and they also give more meaningful and accurate responses. So that is what the current phase is. Maybe once this phase stabilizes, then the focus could be on taking up some of the mundane or boring activities that a human being does. Okay, but as of now, managing stakeholders, only you guys will have to do it. You are the one who is going to set up meetings. You are the one who is going to talk to your stakeholders. You are the one who is going to interact with them. You are the one who is going to persuade them, calm them down when they are angry. You are the one who is going to talk to them with respect to requirements. You are the one who is going to ask them on what changes do they need. Is the software in line with their expectations or not? So managing stakeholders, not a chat GPT thing. You have to take care of it. Similarly, when it comes to requirement gathering, chat GPT or Gemini or Bard may not be aware of who the client is. Let's get started with the basics. When you join any IT company, maybe you will know who the client is. Okay, maybe your project manager or someone will tell you who my client is. Maybe they will even give you the specific email IDs of the client so that you can send them emails, so that you can set up meetings with them. But does chat GPT know any of it? The answer is no. They don't even know whom should I go and talk to. Does chat GPT have capabilities of setting up meetings? No, ChatGPT can only answer to your questions. You ask them questions and you may get a response. Does ChatGPT know how to build a software? The answer is probably no. It is something that is inside a customer's head, that what kind of software they are looking for, depending on what kind of business they are operating. Okay. So again, setting up meetings, sending emails, talking to your customers to get the requirements, guiding the customers with respect to recent trends. Maybe like we looked at login with OTP example. All those things again will have to be done by you only. Okay. So again, it may not be like a chat GPT or a Gemini or Bard doing it for you. You have to do it yourself. Now, is it that, if these AI tools are not truly doing my work, then how can they take my job? Okay, so maybe there is not enough impact of AI as such on job, but what AI can certainly help you with. Suppose I'm not a person Or suppose I use very simple English. I don't even use high vocabulary. I'm someone who is not able to write down things diplomatically. Then what do I do? Maybe I can use Chat GPT and I can tell Chat GPT that, hey, I'm giving you a statement. Can you provide me a way to write this down in a more diplomatic fashion? And Chat GPT can give you alternatives for that. And you can use those alternatives when you are writing emails, when you are writing your or preparing your documents. Okay, so that is where these tools could help you, so that I don't have to spend time thinking about what vocabulary should I use, what kind of words should I put into. Maybe I can test Chat GPT over there. Maybe I can ask, you know, Gemini or Bard that, okay, this is the statement. Write this statement in a more meaningful manner, maybe with different vocabulary, maybe in a more diplomatic way, so that I can put it in a document, or maybe so that I can send an email on top of it. That can definitely be done by ChatGPT. But you see, every single help that you are taking, you are the person who is giving input. ChatGPT does not know on its own how to proceed forward, or what are you going to do with the information. ChatGPT does not even know that you want to write an email, and for the writing that email, you are asking that question. For them, it is simply like you're asking question, I have to give a response. So we can certainly use these AI tools to maybe better present ourselves in terms of documentations, or maybe for writing emails as well. Okay, so when it comes to AI tool, okay, be realistic. People may try to, guide you and tell you that AI will do this, AI will do that, but then be realistic about it, that how is AI actually, what all kind of work I am doing, and what's the current AI capabilities. Can AI truly do my work? If AI can truly do my work, maybe it is time for me to upskill myself. Okay, maybe I have to learn something which AI is not doing currently, so that will offer me a more job security. If suppose I am someone who is just creating some documents here and there, and maybe even a person who does not have any idea can make use of AI skills and prepare better documents than me, then maybe I should be afraid of, because I'm not adding any value. I'm just doing some mundane or boring task, and that boring task can be taken over by AI any day. So maybe I should upskill myself. But if I am doing certain things which AI is not currently doing, maybe in future they may do, but at least not as of now, or maybe not in the near future. So maybe I can continue focusing on my work, but remember to keep upskilling yourself from time to time. Okay, so use AI. AI can help you do your work effectively, but can AI replace your job and do everything by itself? At least not for the business analyst related work. Okay, so you may still have to do all these things. You can certainly take help of AI to present the information in a more better way. Okay, maybe you can take help from AI to write down your scenarios, so that AI can give you statements, example of statements that you can use. Now, one more thing to be careful of is, a lot of organizations don't allow usage of AI tools because there are security related concerns. Suppose if I am asking an AI tool some question, and I ask them question like, hey, I'm working for Domino's and I'm building an application for them. So I'm working for Domino's. So can you please create a format for presenting sales chart for Domino's? Okay. Now this is this is what some people can actually make mistake of, like exposing some of the sensitive details, like who am I, plus what client am I working for, what kind of work I'm doing for that client. And that is why some of the IT organizations, they don't encourage the use of uh, encourage the use encourage the use of AI tools in the work related environment, because these AI tools, how they are using the data, for what all incidents they are using the data, who all in the AI company has access to the data, no one has clear picture on that. And that's where no one wants, you to reveal your personal identity, your work related identity, your client related details into the AI tool. So when we are using AI tool, we need to be more cognizant about it. We need to be more diligent about it. That maybe I want to ask for some ideas on preparing sales chart. So maybe I don't have to reveal my identity, my client's identity, or any of it. I can simply ask them, how can I prepare a sales report? Okay. Or maybe give me references to applications that can help prepare sales report for free. Whatever I want to ask them. Okay. Basically, without revealing my identity, without revealing my client's identity, without revealing some of the sensitive informations. Okay. Like sharing passwords. Some of the times I have seen people, what they do is they have written a code. Okay. And that code has some errors which they are not able to identify. So they copy paste the entire code and give it to Chat GPT or any AI tool and then ask them for feedback. Now that code could have sensitive information like your client's name, password related details, and it could actually expose your applications as well with other security threats. So that's why organizations, they have either restricted the usage of AI in work environment, or as a person, okay, or as a responsible person, we should be mindful of or careful when we use AI tools for our work. Okay, that we should not be accidentally exposing any of the secret information to the AI tool, which could actually impact our job. If someone gets to find out that we have accidentally leaked out information, it could be a threat on our job as well. So though AI tools are not going to take away your job, though AI tools can help you do your job effectively, but be careful, be mindful of how you use them, what kind of inputs do you give to them. Okay, now that's the first part of the course, that of the third day demo. Now, any questions so far on this one before we move to the next part on, what the different roles are there, who does what?
No, Rahul.
Okay, sure. So let's move forward. Now let's understand some of these common different roles that are available. Let's start with the SM, that is Scrum Master. Now, in our first class also, I mentioned that Scrum Master is a non-technical, non-coding role. Okay, that does not mean, or that is not highlighting any responsibilities of Scrum Master. So the only thing common between a BA and a Scrum Master is that both are non-coding roles. A BA is more technical role where you are involved in the development of a software. Maybe you are not writing the code, but you are giving the requirements that are needed in order to build the software. Okay. A scrum master is a more non-technical person. They are not worried about what kind of software you want to build, what value that software will bring, how effective that software will be. They are more worried about managing people, how to get the work done by people, how to motivate people, how to resolve concerns or issues or problems of people. If I have to get the work done in 100 hours and I have only one person or two person or three persons, how do I divide the work between two or three people so that I can get the work done effectively? How do I ensure that people stay motivated, don't leave organizations? How do I ensure that people keep learning things? If people are finding any roadblocks, any issues, challenges, how do I resolve them? So you see, any of these responsibilities does not coincide with software development, does not coincide with requirement, does not coincide with coding as such. It is more about managing people so as to get the work done effectively. People management, like keep them motivated, resolve their problems, look into their concerns, distribute the work between different team members, track the progress of the work, how much they have done. If suppose if someone has to complete a work within 1 week, are they on track to completing the work within 1 week or not? Because if someone does not complete their work in 1 week, then who will be held responsible? The scrum master. That what were you doing? Why didn't you look at this problem? Why didn't you check with the person that they are not going to finish the work? Okay, no one will actually, people will obviously ask the person also why they did not do the work, but the responsibility of getting the work done is on the head of the scrum master. Okay, so they are more like a people manager, even though they are not doing the work, but they have to ensure that others are doing the work. So maybe should you go for Scrum Master? That depends on your interest. If you are someone who wants to stay technical, maybe for you more appropriate positions could be business analyst, developer, testers. Those will offer you a good chance of staying technical. If you want to stay non-technical, if you are more inclined towards people management, if you love interacting with people, if you love solving problems of the people, maybe scrum master is an ideal position for you. But does BA and scrum master are the same thing? No. Can BA do the role of a scrum master? Yes. If you give me salary of two people, I can play both BA and scrum master role. But should I do it? No. Then let's come to the next part, that is PO or the product owner. Okay. We already touched upon this one in our yesterday's class when we were discussing about the career growth opportunities for a business analyst. That you may start your career journey as a business analyst, but then we don't want to remain business analyst forever. Everyone wants to make some type of progress in their career. Otherwise, how do you tell someone that you are actually making some progress? How do you stay motivated? How do you stay in this job for longer duration? If I keep doing the same thing over and over again, maybe I'll get bored one day. So what happens is maybe I should, keep upskilling myself, keep making progresses in my career, keep doing the new type of work. So eventually we may start as business analysts, become more of a senior business analyst where we are not just responsible for doing our work, but we are guiding our juniors as well, mentoring our juniors as well. And then maybe at some point in time we'll become a product owner. Okay, so what that product owner does is they are responsible for maintaining the vision of a product. Okay, so maybe I'm building a software, and that software could comprise of multiple pieces of products. Okay. Now for maybe I can have one product owner responsible for one specific set of product. Let's say I'm responsible for selling health insurance policies. Now health insurance policies could include different things. Okay. Maybe first part is buying policy. The second part could be that you are making claims in the policy. Maybe I fell sick, maybe I had to go to a doctor. Maybe I was admitted there for 2 3 days. Now I spent some money. Now I want to claim that money because I have a health insurance policy. So if you look for you as a customer, everything is same. Buying policy, putting up claims, getting money, getting reports, or related to how much claim approved, how much claim rejected. For you everything is same. For you everything goes through one common area. But if you get into the IT departments, you will realize that all these are different teams working on it. Maybe I have one team that is responsible for setting up benefits in the health insurance. What kind of benefits are we going to offer? Maybe there is one team that is responsible for selling the health insurance policy. Maybe there is another product internally that is responsible for processing claims in the health insurance policy. Maybe there is another product that is responsible for, once the claim is processed, then make the payments or initiate the payments against the claims. Maybe there is another product that is responsible for tracking whether you have paid premium or not. If you have not paid premium, send you reminders. Once you make payments, give you the confirmation as well. So you see, for us as customer, it may look like one product, one big product, but in the IT, you have various small IT teams or various small products that were created, but all are working together. They all are working together cohesively to give you a feeling that it is all one product. Okay, so as a product owner, now we look from the IT perspective. So you are responsible, maybe you are responsible for setting up vision or maintaining how do we enter benefits, or maybe you are responsible for claim processing, maybe you are responsible for premium tracking and making premium payments. Okay, maybe you are responsible for selling health insurance. Maybe you are responsible for, when I say selling health insurance, I mean maybe you are responsible for building a product that is responsible for selling health insurance or that can be used for selling health insurance. Okay, so as a product owner, now you become the responsible person who will decide what new changes should I have in the product, whether those changes are relevant or not, what are the recent market trends happening, how are my competitors doing, what all features do they have, how can I update myself as well, do I need AI capabilities? Lot of AI related things are being implemented. Do I need AI capabilities in my product as well? So you don't have to worry about coding. You don't have to worry about the implementation part. As a product owner, because you are the owner of that product, you are responsible for creating the vision and the development of the product. So you are just throwing in ideas. You will have developers, BAs, and testers who will work together to implement your ideas. Okay, so BA is a more advanced position that definitely comes with a good amount of experience and exposure in the world of IT, plus the domain knowledge as well. Okay. Then we have PM. Now PM could also mean project manager, but for our sake, since we are trying to focus ourselves on BA and the career path of BA, so we'll call it as product manager. Okay, PM could also mean project manager, but I'm not referring to project manager here. I'm referring to product manager. Now, as a product manager, You are not just responsible. So you have a product owner who is responsible for developing and maintaining the vision for the product. Okay, what changes should happen in the software, whether those changes are relevant or not, whether those changes are in line with the current trends or not. Those all could be done by the product owner. But who is a product manager? Who acts as a tie, who acts as a channel or a link between product owner and clients. Okay, what are the different things that maybe client wants? Maybe I'm building a product and then I'm selling that product to multiple clients. Okay, so how do I convince clients to use my products, plus take inputs from client on what feedback they have on my product, and then accordingly pass it on to my product owner, that we need to improve these many things on our products, plus give ideas to product owners as well on what type of changes probably could be needed over here. Okay, so product manager is not just responsible for maintaining one product as such, but maybe multiple product owners, plus driving the client interactions. Okay, so maybe in some point in time, when we gain sufficient experience as product owner, maybe in order to keep ourselves motivated, the next path would be to become product managers. Okay, maybe I'll start with BA. After some time, keep myself motivated, to keep myself interested, maybe I'll do the good work, the best work, become a senior BA, then product owner, then a senior product owner, then a product manager. Okay, and maybe after product manager I can think of getting into now leadership related roles, director, vice presidents, those kind of stuff. That again depends on the interest of the person, but as a business analyst, maybe that's the career path that you can track off. Okay, now in this entire thing, a more interesting one is the DA, okay, data analyst. Because there is a common word, business and analyst being common between both business analyst and data analyst, people often think that a data analyst is similar to a business analyst, or even for business analyst itself there are certain misconceptions. Okay, now what let's first focus ourselves on BA and DA, that is business analyst and data analyst. Now here we have already discussed what majorly a business analyst has to do. Okay, now what a data analyst has to do is, a data analyst is responsible for making meaningful interpretations from the data. Okay, now a lot of organizations make or use lot of data in it. Okay, this data could be stored into different tables, or this data could be available in PDF format, into Excel, or it could also even be available in the form of Word documents. The data source nowadays could be anything. Okay, now getting the data source, which is in different formats, into a table is not responsibility of a data analyst. Okay, we'll have data engineers who will work on creating a uniform set of data. Now once I have a uniform set of data, what data analyst will probably try to do is to write SQL queries to select data, to make data in a more presentable fashion. For example, if I tell you, give me the sales report state-wise. I'm selling health insurance policies. So for the health insurance policies that I'm selling, give me state-wise sales report. How am I doing in all of Indian states? Yeah, a data analyst could do that. Okay, we have the sales report stored in some tables. A data analyst could get that data, make it or present it in a more meaningful manner. Okay, so when we retrieve and present it in a more meaningful manner, we are actually talking about things like data visualization tools. Okay? Data visualization tools like Power BI, tools like Tableau, tools like Cognos, etc., that are primarily used for retrieving data and maybe presenting data in a chart format, in a graph format, or maybe in a pie chart. Okay, whatever makes sense, whatever makes it more relevant. We could even automate this entire process of creating sales report every day. We could even add features like sharing these reports on an email, or we can publish a dashboard also, that you go to this link and then you click on a button and then you get to see the report on a daily basis. Now, that is primarily the role of data analyst. Get the data, present it in a more meaningful manner. Okay. Is data analyst, am I saying anywhere data analyst is working with clients, gather requirements, do the software development? No. Data analyst primarily requires skills like SQL, okay, Power BI tool, maybe Tableau. Some places they may even ask for basics of Python. That maybe if there are any restrictions or limitations on SQL or Power BI, maybe use Python to come over those restrictions. Okay, but a data analyst is majorly responsible for getting the data, presenting it in a more meaningful manner. And in order to do that role, maybe you will require these skills. But a business analyst, is a business analyst supposed to do that? No, absolutely not. Business analyst is primarily responsible for developing a software. Consider this notepad that I am using. Okay, this notepad is what? It's nothing but a software. So a business analyst would be more responsible for, we will give a write area, we'll give you an area where you can write the text, we'll give you menu bar through which you can do multiple selections or take care of multiple activities. We'll give you a settings button over here. There will be a minimize, maximize, and closing the application buttons over here. Below we will display some basic statistics related to the notepad that you have opened. So how do we basically build this software? What should be the requirements for getting the software? Okay, whereas a data analyst is more like someone has built the software has started collecting the data. Once the data has been collected by the software, some data engineer has actually transformed the data from different softwares into a common place. And now I'm using, as a data analyst, I'm using that common place to retrieve the data and present it in a more meaningful fashion. Okay. Now people often ask, do I need to learn SQL? Do I need to learn Power BI? Do I need to learn Tableau to in order to do the role of a business analyst? No, if you are into software development, you don't need all these skills. Okay. If you are often working as data analyst, then maybe definitely you need these skills. But if you are into software development, maybe if you don't know SQL, that will also work. What is truly needed out of you is, how do you manage stakeholders? How do you do requirement gathering? How do you effectively communicate with the necessary parties involved? How do you better write documents? Okay, maybe that is more expected out of a business analyst. But nowadays, what is happening is, if a business analyst is working on a data related project, then maybe you don't have that much opportunity. See, for example, I was giving you guys an example of generating sales report state-wise. How much time do you think it will take to generate a sales report state-wise? It is not going to take months. A software development takes months of activities, months of time. So a business analyst who is working in software development will have some work. But suppose if there is no work related to software development and you are being put into data related projects, then obviously even though you are a business analyst, but because you are working in a data related project, so you will have to learn SQL. In data related projects, I cannot have a business analyst, then a data, then a developer, then a tester, because generating a sales report is hardly like 1 day or 2 day thing. For 1 day or 2 day thing, I cannot have a full team of developers. If you look at any software development projects, it will have lot of team members. There will be BA, developer, tester working together. But if you look at data related projects, probably it will be one person show. Okay, because there isn't lot of work to be done as such that I hire lot of people there. So maybe if my organization, suppose if I'm working in a company and that company has no longer software development work, but that has some data related work, then in order to keep my job secure, maybe I will move to data related projects. And maybe once we get software development work, maybe I'll come back from data related projects to software development, because that is where the learning opportunities are there for me as business analyst. Now, if I am interested in working as a data analyst, then probably I should not worry about business analyst, software development, those kind of things. I should be making more focus on what data related capabilities are being worked upon. How can I learn SQL? How can I learn Power BI? And how can I get to know the basics of Python? Okay. I hope that's all clear, or do you guys have any questions? Okay, I'll take the silence as no questions. So today marks the third and the last day of our demo series, guys. I hope that you have found this demo series more that has helped you in one or maybe more than one ways to actually clarify some of your doubts related to who business analyst is, what do they do, what are the different roles available, and how are they different from business analyst. At the same time, we have also tried to present to you guys what training program, what structure we offer with related to business analyst. Okay, Nikita, I see that you have posted just a statement AI example. So, can you please explain more like what is it that you want to ask? AI example as in AI doing some work, AI taking taking part in any data related projects. What exactly is your question? So AI key roles and responsibilities. You mean any AI projects that we are working on? So what key roles and responsibilities we have to do? But we never covered about, how to build an AI tool, or that is not we have covered so far. Now, if you have any questions related to any of the business analyst related work, any of the training program related questions, okay, or even with respect to other doubts that you may have, that should I go for business analyst or data analyst, maybe I'm more inclined, my interest, you can state your interest. In either case, you can always consult on this mobile number to get your doubts clarified. Okay, we keep conducting these demo series just to create more awareness among people on what offerings we have at Harsha Trainings, plus what different opportunities are available for students and how can they make maximum use of those opportunities, plus clarify some of the doubts. Now, if you are still having certain questions or if you want to know more, you can always reach out to us at this number. Okay, so make maximum use of it and keep learning new things. So if there are no more questions, we can end our today's session. Okay, just in the nick of time, Sudipti has posted a question. As discussed, stakeholder will give requirements, BA will gather requirements. So in real time, BA will do only gathering the requirement. That's not the case, but you can say, Sudipti, that that is where you will be spending most of your time. But is that the only thing BA will do? No. Once you get the requirements, or getting requirements is not so easy task, you have to do multiple round of iterations or meetings with the stakeholders to understand what they want, plus you have to take that understanding back to your technical team as well, that is it something that is feasible, is it something that is achievable, because you don't want to confirm to client anything or your stakeholder anything without knowing whether it is feasible or not. Whatever requirements you prepare, you coordinate with your development team and testing team to create appropriate designs that can fulfill those requirements, create appropriate test cases that can fulfill that. Once the software is ready, you do a sanity testing on it to ensure that it is meeting the requirements before we actually expose that software to the customer or the client, that this is how the software looks like. Plus, since you are in the client facing role, so most of the wrath of the customer goes to you. If customer is angry, they'll scold you. If there are a lot of changes coming up, they will communicate to you. If there are a lot of changes and you communicate to your development team, they will be angry on you. So you have to do some type of people management as well, not in terms of distributing work, but how to ensure that everyone is focusing towards getting the work done. Plus, many a times you get the requirements, they may not be in a logical order, or you may have to work with the stakeholders to identify what is more important. Stakeholder could give you 10 requirements, but maybe in order to complete those 10 requirements, it will take me 3 months. So obviously, I cannot tell my stakeholder that I'll give you the software after 3 months. We may have to work on priority, that out of these 10 requirements, what is critical. Maybe I'll give you that critical part in 1 week. The next part I'll give you again in 1 week. Then next requirement I'll give you again in 1 week. So like that, we'll have to create a plan as well of what is more important, how do we set the criteria for importance, and then tell the team that you have to do the most important work first. We have to basically build a pipeline of work. If we don't build a pipeline of work, eventually there will be nothing to build, no software development. If no software development, then what will you, me, and my developers will do? So we constantly keep in touch with clients to ensure that we build a pipeline of work. Now, there are other things as well, like I said, but just to give you a glimpse or an overview, these are the major things that you have to do, not just taking requirements, but more than taking requirements alone. Okay, guys. So before we end our discussions, any final thoughts or questions? Okay. Well, in that case, thank you everyone for your time. Thanks for attending these demo series.